We now proceed to our next segment on the Africa Daily Show, the show that is live on africaglobalradio.com. Yes, do so and listen. Of course, the aftermath of it would be on africaglobalradio.com, AGR on demand, and that is the podcast version. Good news is next. Don't go away.
Good news.
Good news.
Good news.
Good news.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, finally, after the tussle, after the ups and the downs,
True.
the bad breaks, and everything that was thrown her way,
Yeah.
that, I mean, literally was like, we don't want you taking this, we don't want you being the leader of this. We finally got to have the first woman and then the first African to be appointed as the Director General of the World Trade Organization.
Super good news. I must admit, I wouldn't want to be assume a role of a prophet, right? But I saw this coming, actually. I mean, I saw it coming. There were three, one actually dropped off, and then the other one again, the one from South Korea.
Yeah, he pulled out. Yeah, he also pulled out.
And then she, actually all three females. Yeah, and then all of it, I actually saw this coming for some reasons. But super great, history in the making.
And I mean, interestingly enough, we actually had the United States president, Joe Biden.
He vetoed it. Huh?
He literally he strongly just swung his way behind her and was like, we're going for you. We're supporting you.
Right.
And this was after her contender, the South Korean trade minister, Yo Myung-kim. Okay, let's just reserve on the name.
You want to take it easy on that one, right? Okay.
But it's just interesting, that the World Trade Organization is going to be headed
Right.
by a woman, also by the fact that she's an African. And this brings me to, in one of her speeches, she made the fact that if an African gets to head or lead the World Trade Organization, it is great.
Yep.
And if she happens to be a woman, it is also great. So I think this is like two forms of greatness put together.
Yeah.
We're talking about Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and she is the former finance minister
Of Nigeria. Super. Okay.
So if you don't know about her or you haven't heard anything about her, please just go online. It's everywhere. Like, it's just everywhere.
Yeah, she's buzzing social media.
She's just breaking social media. People have no idea. But this is amazing news. This tells you that the whole inclusion thing, the whole we're putting more people and extending our reach and trying to get into places where we can make critical decisions that will bring about development for the continent is also important.
Right. I mean, the World Trade Organization, actually, that space is not a small space. Got big, business, oriented nations. India, China, USA,
You're talking
Russia.
about trade, general. Globally. You're talking about trade, globally.
It's not a small space. I think she has a big task at hand, and I believe she would be able to man stuff and make it happen.
Then this is actually her first fest.
Yeah.
She's 66, and she actually was the first female finance and foreign minister. Yeah, and she actually has a 25-year career behind her as a development economist at the World Bank.
She knows the figures.
She knows what she's doing.
It goes a long way to debunk
She's
that.
made of the stuff.
Figures are meant for a certain group or certain type of people.
We're going past that.
To all women who are really, what should I even say, math phobia, take that away, because this should be an example. Yeah.
Okay, if you're math phobia out there,
yeah.
first up, try and see if you can overcome the phobia and see if you really would like it. But it's good to actually get guidance and being able to, get a hold of the figures.
I think one of the examples they can start with, or practical examples they can start with, if they love money, they should cultivate the habit of loving figures and
once you see there's someone will then argue with you that counting money is different from doing division on the paper.
Surprisingly, you tell someone to plus 3,000 minus 4 cities minus, they'll give you the answer spontaneously. But when you bring it on paper,
money.
it becomes
divide this over this. They're just okay because they're not seeing the manifestation of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now, one thing about Okonjo is the fact that she also serves on Twitter's board of directors. Yes, also she's the chair of the Gavi Vaccine Alliance and a special envoy for the World Health Organization's COVID-19 fight.
Okay. Nice.
Look, we're talking a lot of amazing things about this woman.
Yeah.
For me, the most important thing is that there's that Africanness. First off, she's broken the fact that nothing, people don't have the notion that good things can come from Africa. She's been able to break that and venture into a space where she's actually going to be driving or steering the ship. I mean, we're talking about money waters.
Yeah.
And then she happens to be a woman as well. There were a lot of people who rose up with so much against her. Like they threw that main fact against her. Because, like you said, the perception had been that it's a space that is solely suited for men.
For men.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that is not the case at the moment because we are seeing those changes taking shape.
And so she's going to resume office on the 1st of March. And so please, let's do well to look out for that.
Nice.
And I mean, let's support her.
Right.
To all the organizations, the EU actually threw their weight behind her.
Nice.
So all the other organizations, big institutions and countries and governments that threw their weight to support her. It just doesn't end at she being appointed. Now she's got the chip. Now she's got the vote. She's now going to start the work.
Okay.
This is when it should actually need your support, most importantly. So let's do well to actually push it.
Super. Okay.
So now we're moving on to another interesting thing, and this is from Uganda.
All right.
So we have the Professor Nobel Banada. And he's become the first African to win the Pius XI medal.
Okay. All right, tell us more about it.
So he's from Uganda, as I mentioned earlier,
Okay.
and he's become the first African to win the medal. And this is actually in recognition of his outstanding researches in science and engineering.
Right. Okay.
Now, the medal basically is awarded by the Pontifical Academy of Sciences, and they do it every 2 years. Yes, to a scientist under the age of 45.
Okay.
This was initially established by Pope John the 23rd to promote scientific research.
Okay. All right.
Well, born and raised in Kabale, southwestern Uganda, he had his primary and secondary school education in Uganda. Now, he picked an interest in science while he was observing medical doctors in their white laboratory coats.
Okay.
And he started on his journey. But eventually, he ended up in an entirely different field.
Wow. Okay.
So he's done a lot. Now, in the year 2007, Prof. Banada won the Cochrane Fellowship to do postdoctoral studies in the Department of Chemical Engineering at MIT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And at the age of 37, he was promoted to professor.
Wow.
In the Department of Agriculture and Biosystems Engineering.
Wow.
He's if you want to talk about awards, he's actually chalked quite a lot for himself, and he's done well. He's really done well in terms of the science and then the research. He's actually pushed a lot when it came to thesis, supervising a lot of scientific research of biosystems and engineering. Now, I'm happy that he happens to be the first African to have won this award. And this, for me, is just in line with Ngozi's kind of a thing. It's like every day we wake up, somebody out there just shot through the ceilings like, look, I'm not going to sit here and think I can't do it. I can do it and I will do it.
Right.
And the fact that they are being recognized now is very, very important. Gradually, with all these forms of good and positive changes, we're able to change the narrative coming from Africa.
True. Motivating, I must say, for the younger generations.
Very.
It's very necessary to get people you look up to getting recognized out there. At least it give you hope that you could also be that person, and even do better, which I think is great. Okay.
Well, finally, we have an initiative in Senegal that is empowering women and promoting sustainability. Now, it's just teaching them to knit with plastic bags.
Oh. Okay.
Do you know how to knit?
Is it the one that they after the dressmakers or the tailors after finish sewing?
No, like the hand knitting.
Hold on. I mean, we have what we call
I get
knitting.
no. I get you. I get. I know. No, it's not that one. I'm talking of
okay.
the hand knitting.
I don't know why she's running. Am I a dressmaker? I'm not. Am I? No, seriously.
Okay, both of you relax. So there are two types of knitting. We have the one that you actually send your dress, and then
Okay.
they actually do
Yeah,
the
they
machine at
knit.
the edge.
Yeah,
Something.
yeah, the
Yes, it's
edges
more
to
like
prevent
sewing it
from,
together.
from
Yes.
loosening and all
And then
that.
I'm talking of the hand knitting. That's like the original knitting.
Oh, really? There's a
Yes.
hand knitting
That
too.
one you just use, and they have something like two sticks. You have like two sticks, and then
Oh, the one that
there's you have
sometimes
a
to
certain
make
type of
blankets?
wool. Yes, you make blankets. You
Yeah,
make
yeah, yeah.
clothes and
I've
all
seen
that.
that. I've
Crochet.
seen
They
that.
have
Actually,
to use to
totally
put
took me
together.
off.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, okay. And now they're using plastic to do that.
Yes, they're
Super.
teaching them to use plastic
I
to
wonder
do
what's
that.
up with hair. Are you a fashion designer? Your hair. All right, continue with the story of the-
Because Senegal, I mean, in a way, it's like they're almost choking on plastic waste. Most of them happen to be disposable use bags, water sachets, and packaging. They just thought, why don't we convert this into something better?
Right.
You know, so that, I mean, because of the work we do, there's going to be less plastic bags on the streets. So the next time someone goes to shop, they go get the plastic bag, they knit it into bags, they knit it into different things, you understand?
Okay.
So you using that bag, now you don't necessarily have to go shopping and then bring home tons of plastic bags, which you're just going to dump outside.
Right.
But then you just have more like a market bag, a reusable bag, which is knit out of plastic bags.
Wow. A lot of creativity going in there. And of course, not allowing plastic wastes go to wastes. Super. All right.
So this is done by La Lienne. So you can just check them out if you want to. If you're in Senegal and you're listening and you feel like, okay, I'm just home during this pandemic, I need something good to do, please go check La Lienne out and then do well to join the initiative. I mean, let's reduce the amount of plastic bags we have flying on the streets everywhere.
Oh yeah, very true. Not just in, where's that going? Tanzania?
Senegal.
Plastic waste matters as a global issue, actually. If it's more of like a disease, we'll definitely call it a global pandemic. Well, it's not, but yeah. All right.
Well, that's all we have for good news.
Super. The show is Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio.